Alright, what's up? How's it going here? I'm here today, Wednesday, with the painting by Wassily Kandinsky from 1908, Munich-Schwabing with the Church of St. Ursula. And I've got to say, just as a note, Kandinsky, one of my favorite painters. This is his early work, so it's not like how crazy his old stuff gets, but this is certainly interesting and worth looking at. Just as a note, I was considering uploading some original content today, but I'm not sure how perfected I have that yet. It's uh it's not fantastic yet. I think I want to work out the kinks first before I unveil it here, but who knows, maybe by Friday I'll have some boost in confidence and decide to post that. But for now, we're going to be looking over this great painting. And we take a look here, we see the colors are the focus points of this painting. And we see the bright contrast here right from the top, right from the very start. Interestingly enough, at least for me, my eyes are drawn to the back because of how deep and rich this purple blue is. More of a purple, actually. Uh, my sort of, I mean, that's not uh really. I mean, you've got to assume this is day when the people are out here, so there's no real reason for the sky to look that dark, other than that he's trying to say something. And we see this pretty neat plume of smoke. I wasn't sure if this was a cloud at first, but it sort of looks like a plume of smoke coming from these two smokestacks here. And uh, they're colored pretty interestingly for stacks of smoke. You usually think of it as sort of grayish, whitish, but here he has it very clearly green. And maybe that's just how it was back then, but I've got to assume that he was trying to provide a stark contrast with these industrial smokestacks and the beautiful night sky. Now, as we take a glance down, we see what I've got to assume is the state of Munich, or uh, I think something in here's a church. I'd guess it's this. I have been to Munich before, actually, but I don't remember what it looks like. But I'm I don't know what the Schwabing is either, actually. But I think that's just maybe the district or neighborhood that this is set in. So we see here what it may or may not be a church. This also may or may not be a church. And the very dome-like figure protruding into the sky maybe represents something. And we go down here, we see sort of a bridge, and that takes us to what may be the other real focus. These sort of rolling hills, not necessarily hills, but this sort of almost like peninsula island looking thing pushing out into the water here, with a nice little group of people that sort of seem to be lounging around here. I mean, their clothing, which is a bit hard to see, it sort of indicates that they'd be poor people, but I mean, if they're spending time relaxing on this like gorgeous thing, I mean, who knows what their social status is, but for now I'm gonna go with given the way they're huddled around, they might be some poor people, which is okay. But so we see them, and they're really basking in the nature here and appreciating it. But we see over here, uh, yeah, and they're sitting in the grass, so that the grass is a very bright green, sort of. Maybe took maybe if you took a little color swab of some of this and you compared it to this, you'd notice that the colors are pretty similar, as with here and here. It's very this the if I had to say, I'd say the contrast. It's almost as if somebody took the saturation and the contrast of this painting and really upped them up, because that's the vibe that you get from this painting. And a really interesting thing is the texture. I mean, maybe you can block it out, but like it's pretty easy to notice the brush strokes here. They're pretty prominent, as you can see how he sort of laid the backing foundation there of red and painted over it with little orange dots. And same here with these sort of more brownish dots. And maybe this is, I'd assume this is like some sort of paved stone, maybe a brick or something, and this little area is supposed to just be a little jetty island, maybe a little peninsula going off into the river or lake or what have you around here. Because we have to assume this is a body of water, given how it runs back here, and we see a bridge. I mean, and this is a very beautiful city we have here. Sure, we're only looking at a snapshot, but you can tell that this city's very cool. And I mean, sure there are smokestacks here, but I mean, it's Germany. And you the colors, I mean, these probably aren't the colors that you'll necessarily see when you go to Munich, or when you were in Munich in 1908. But I maybe what he means is that this is a time of culture and brightness and cheeriness, because obviously he was not anticipating World War I coming in 6 years later and really messing up Germany and Europe. But if I had to say, this seems much more optimistic when compared to his older works, which we'll cover at a certain point in time, because I really do love Kandinsky. His paintings are fantastic, this one included. Even if it's not the style, even if this is more of his early style and not necessarily the style. Sorry, not necessarily the style that I prefer. But I mean, it's still obviously very enjoyable. That you can the colors and the brush strokes are really what brings this painting together and makes it work. And I'm happy to say that so far I've kept on track with my promise of Friday, Saturday, Sunday videos, and I hope you've been enjoying them so far. I've only made 2 since I made that promise, but I mean, it's still been kept, so no harm, no foul. Thank you very much for watching this art reaction to Wassily Kandinsky's 1908 painting, Munich-Schwabing, with the Church of St. Ursula. And hope to see you again on Friday. Thank you very much for watching.